The Lord of the Rings, Part 2, by J.R.R. Tolkien.
Now that was a real supper, especially the mushrooms. We'll clear up later. I guess that you've been having adventures, which wasn't quite fair without me. I want a full account. And what has it got to do with old Farmer Maggot? He sounded scared.
Oh, you'd have been scared too if you'd been chased for 2 days by black riders.
That's right.
And what are they?
They ride black horses. They followed us all the way here, even after we met the elves.
Elves, too. I still don't understand. What do you make of it all, Cousin Frodo?
He's been very close. It's time he told us.
Oh, is
So
it now?
far, we've been given nothing better than Farmer Maggot's guess that it has something to do with old Bilbo's treasure.
Oh,
Maggot doesn't know anything. Though it is a good guess as far as it goes. The riders are searching for him and for me. And I also fear that it's no joke. I'm not safe here or anywhere else. The trouble is, I don't know how to begin.
Oh, I think I can help you. You don't know how to say goodbye. You've made up your mind to leave the Shire. Danger has come on you sooner than you expected. We're very sorry for you.
You mean you all knew? Well,
We heard you talking to yourself about leaving this and that. Then there were all those long talks with Gandalf.
And I thought I'd been very careful and very clever. Is all the Shire discussing my departure, then?
Oh, no. So far, the secret's known only to us conspirators. But you're not going to escape so easily.
But I must go. Dear friends, it cannot be helped. Please don't hinder me.
You don't understand. Of course you must go, and therefore we must too.
What?
Mary and I are coming with you.
No.
You need more than one companion in your dangerous adventure.
Oh, my dear and most beloved hobbits, but I cannot allow it. Of
course you can.
Now, listen, you speak of danger. You don't understand. This is no treasure hunt, no there and back journey. I am flying from deadly peril into deadly peril.
Of course we understand. That's why we've decided to come. We know the ring is no laughing matter, but we're going to do our best to help you against the enemy.
The ring? You know about the...
The ring, yes. My dear old hobbit, you don't allow for the inquisitiveness of friends. I've known about the existence of the ring for years. Before Bilbo went away, in fact. But since he obviously regarded it as a secret, I kept the knowledge in my head until we formed our conspiracy. You know how I found out? He was out walking once, and I happened to be a little way behind him. Suddenly, those awful Sackville Bagginses came round the corner. Bilbo slowed down, and hey presto, he vanished. I was so startled that I hardly had the wits to run off into the edge. Then, after the SBs passed by, he suddenly reappeared just where he'd been, and I caught a glint of gold as he put something back in his trouser pocket. So I kept my eyes open after that, and I must be the only one in the Shire who's ever seen the old fellow's secret book.
You've read his book, too?
I only managed to catch a glimpse in it. He never left it about, you know. And, of course, our chief investigator was Sam.
Sam? It doesn't seem as if I can trust anyone.
Well, after all, sir, Gandalf did say, take someone as you can trust. And Gildor, too, said, you should take them as was willing. You can't deny it.
Oh, I don't deny it.
He's right.
But I'll never believe you are sleeping again, whether you snore or not. And I shall kick you hard to make sure. You are a set of deceitful scoundrels, you.
We are.
But bless you, oh, I give in.
Good.
And if the danger were not so dark, I would dance for joy. Even so, I cannot help feeling happier than I've felt for a long time. I had dreaded this evening.
Good.
That's settled then.
3 cheers for Captain Frodo and company. Hip, hip.
Hooray! Hooray!
Oh, all right. But there are a lot of things to be done before we go to bed. I fear those riders. How soon could they get here, and how soon could we get off?
We could get off in an hour.
An hour?
I've already prepared practically everything. There are 6 ponies in a stable across the fields. Stores and tackle are all packed, except for a few extra clothes and perishable food.
It seems to me you've been a very efficient conspiracy. Do you think it would be safe to wait 1 day for Gandalf?
That all depends on what you think the riders would do if they found you here. After all, it's pretty well known that you are coming back to live here at Crick Hollow.
Yes, all right. I've made up my mind. I'm starting tomorrow as soon as it is light. But not by the road. I'll go by the old forest. through the private entrance. And we'll leave Fatty Bulger behind to tell Gandalf when he arrives.
Or the Black Riders. I'd rather be going through the forest, unlucky place though it's supposed to be.
Then let's tidy up. I'll call you all before the break of day.
They were ready to start soon after 6 o'clock. All the morning they forced their way ahead through the trees of the old forest, further and further away from the Shire, and deeper into the forest itself. After a while, the air began to get hot and stuffy. The trees drew close on either side, and they could no longer see far ahead. Once Pippin felt he couldn't stand it any longer.
I'm not going to do anything. Just let me pass, will you?
I shouldn't shout if I were you. It does more harm than good.
These trees do shift about.
These bushes only seem to give way when you go to the right. Oh. We're being forced downwards, not upwards. Come on, Mr. Frodo, sir. Here, let me help you.
Oh, it's going down to a stream. I can hear it.
Oh, it's getting very hot and steamy. Look at the lush undergrowth here. Oh, look at those flies. Oh, I want to be so tired.
Me too.
We can't have a nap yet. Come on, we must get clear of the forest first. We must...
Oh, over here. Boy, this big willow tree. It's very big.
Yes. Oh, there's plenty of room for us all. Oh, we're safe here.
Oh. Wait for us, Sam. I'm just going to bathe my tired feet. So refreshing.
Here. The afternoon's getting late. There's something wrong here. There's more behind this than the sun and warm air. And I don't like that big tree under which they're all sitting. I don't trust it. Oh, this won't do at all. I can hardly stand up myself. Ugh. Now where are them ponies? Here, come back, you two. Here. What was that? Here, Mr. Frodo. What are you doing in the water with that great tree root over you? And he's not even struggling neither. Here, you must come out of there. Get away with you.
Oh, you know, Sam, the beastly tree actually threw me, and I felt it twisting round me.
Oh, you were dreaming, I expect, Mr. Frodo. You shouldn't sit in such a place. Not if you feel sleepy.
What about the others? They're round the other side of the tree.
It's trapped them all right. That crack in the trunk is closed up altogether. There's no chink to be seen. Oh, Pippin's vanished inside, Mr. Frodo, sir. I heard it locked, too.
Mary's trapped, too. His legs are outside, but the rest of him is inside a dark opening, and the edges grip like pincers. Help! Help! Who's that singing? Well, anyway, the forest has quieted down. I can feel it. It's going to be all right. I can feel it, Sam. Help! Help! Help!
Hopping and dancing along the path, there appeared above the reeds an old battered hat with a tall crown and a long blue feather stuck in the band. With another hop and a bound, there came into view a man. Or so it seemed. He was far too large and heavy for a hobbit, if not quite tall enough for one of the big people. Though he made enough noise for one, stumping along with great yellow boots on his thick legs, with a blue coat and long brown beard. His eyes were blue and bright, and his face was red as a ripe apple, but creased into 100 wrinkles of laughter. In his hand, he carried on a large leaf, as on a tray, a small pile of white water lilies.
Sir,
Help!
please help us.
Help!
Please help us.
There. Now, my little fellows, where be you going to, puffing like a bellows? I'm Tom Bombadil. Tell me, what's your trouble? Tom's in a hurry now, don't you crush my lilies.
My friends are caught in the willow tree.
Master Mary's being squeezed in a crack.
Yes, oh, help.
Old Man Willow. Not worse than that. I know the tune for him. Old Grey Willow Man. I'll freeze his marrow cold. I'll sing his roots off. I'll just put my mouth to the crack. Now, you let 'em out again, old man Willow. What you be a-thinking of? You shouldn't be waking. Eat earth, dig deep, drink water, go to sleep. Bombadil's talking. Bombadil. There, now, pull. Pull. Ah, there. Now, quick.
Getting free.
Yes, jump out.
I can get out.
You shall come home with me. You shall come home with
Thank
me.
you.
The
Thank you,
table.
Mr. Bombadil.
Yes, the table's all laden with yellow cream and honeycomb and white bread and butter. Goldberries waiting for my lilies. Now you follow me as quick as you're able. Ha-ha! Hey, come, Betty Doll, Jenny Doll, my darling, old Tom Bombadil. What lilies brings hopping home again. Can you hear him singing? Here's my pretty lady. Here's my Goldberry. I see yellow cream and honeycomb and white bread and green herbs with ripe berries gathered. Is that enough for us? Is supper ready?
It is. But the guests perhaps are not.
Oh, Tom, your guests are tired and you had near forgotten. Come now, my merry friends, and Tom will refresh you. You shall clean grimy hands and wash weary faces. Cast off your muddy cloaks and comb out your tangles, then eat and drink long and merrily. Afterwards we'll sing together.
Did you hear me calling, Master, or was it chance?
What? Did I hear you calling? Nay, I didn't hear. I was busy singing. We heard news of you, and I was waiting. We guessed you'd come ere long down to the water. All paths lead that way, down to the Withy Windle. Old grey willow man, he's a mighty singer, and it's hard for little folk to escape his cunning mazes. Ah, well, I had an errand there, gathering water lilies to please my pretty lady. By that pool, long ago, I found the river daughter, and her heart was beating, and that proved well for you. For now I shall no longer go deep again along the forest water.
Tell us, Master, about the willow man.
No, don't.
Not till morning, please.
Oh, that's right. Now's the time for resting. Fear no grey willows. Come, here are candles. Now to bed. This is Goldberry's washing day and her autumn cleaning. Too wet for hobbit folk. Let them rest while they're able. It's a good day for long tales and questions and answers. Like the great willow with his rotten heart, though his strength is green, and his song and thought run through the woods on both sides of the river, and of barrow wights who walk in the hollow places of the great barrow hills. They have the clink of rings on cold fingers which once fought in the battles of kings, of little kingdoms, when the young sun shone like fire on the red metal of their new and greedy swords. Gold was piled on the biers of the dead kings and queens. Mounds covered them, and the stone doors shut, and the grass grew over all. Sheep walked for a while, biting the grass, but soon the hills were empty again.
And then? Yes, keep on with your tales.
Oh, well, my heart is a shadow. A shadow came out of dark places far away, and the bones were stirred in the mounds, and so the barrow wights walked in the mists, and the stone rings of the ancient towers grinned out of the ground like broken teeth in the moonlight. Then there are the elves, and the times long ago I remember when the elf sires were awake. Oh, yes, that was when the world was wider, and the seas flowed straight to the western shore. I remember then.
Who are you, Master?
What? What? Who am I? Don't you know my name yet? That's the only answer. Tom was here before the river and the trees. Tom remembers the first raindrop and the first acorn. He made paths before the big people and saw the little people arriving. He was here before the kings and the graves and the barrow wights. When the elves passed westward, Tom was already there. He knew the dark under the stars when it was fearless. Before the dark lord came from the outside.
Oh, dear.
The rain has ended, and new waters are running downhill under the stars. Let us now laugh and be glad.
Yes, and let's have food and drink. Long tails are thirsty. Did you like that? Well, now, Frodo. Frodo, show me the precious ring.
My ring?
Yes, yes.
Yes, of course. Here, take it.
Let's peep through it. Oh, and now on my finger.
Oh, no.
But he hasn't disappeared. It has no effect on him.
Up into the air, and all there.
It vanished. What have you done?
Here it is, safe and sound.
Are you sure it's the same ring? Here, let me try it.
Frodo, are you... Where is he?
Oh, come on, Frodo. Where be you a-going? Old Tom Bombadil's not as blind as that yet. Take off your golden ring. Your hand's more fair without it. Leave your game and sit down beside me. We must talk a while more and think about the morning. Tom must teach you the right road and keep your feet from wandering. The sun will shine tomorrow. Oh, I reckon it will, though I'm no weather master, and nor is aught that goes on two legs. Now you must sit here. I'll tell you the path to the East Road by avoiding the barrows. You'll have to mind your own business. No meddling with old stone or cold whites unless you be strong folk with hearts that never falter. Though if you do stray near one of the barrows, you sing, Ho, Tom Bombadil, for our need is near us. Now you remember that. Remember that now. Ho, Tom Bombadil, for our need is near us. That's the words. You just sing that if by ill luck you fall into any danger tomorrow. Old Mary now, sing for us, my lady, sing.
Oh, no, Tom Bombadil. Oh, no, Tom Bombadil.
After breakfast, which they ate alone, they made ready to say farewell, as nearly heavy of heart as was possible on such a morning, cool, bright, and clean under a washed autumn sky of thin blue. The air came fresh from the northwest. Tom came out of the house, waved his hat, and danced on the doorstep.
Come down, be off with you, and go with good speed.
Farewell, Frodo, elf friend. It was a merry meeting.
My lady. Oh, my lady.
As they journeyed, the sun mounted and grew hot. Each time they climbed a ridge, the breeze seemed to have grown less. A shadow now lay round the edge of sight, beyond which lay the country westward, a dark haze above which the upper sky was like a blue cap, hot and heavy. About midday, they came to a hill whose top was wide and flattened, like a shallow saucer with a green mounded rim. Inside there was no air stirring. They rode across and looked northwards where they could glimpse a long, dark line.
That's a line of trees, or so my excellent hobbit sight tells me. It must mark the road. Some say they were planted in the old days.
Splendid. If we make as good going this afternoon as we have this morning, we shall have left the downs before the sun sets.
Look at those stones up there. Like teeth they are, sticking out of green gums.
Oh, don't look at them. Come down here. We can have lunch in this circle by this big stone here.
Oh, yes, I'm hungry, aren't you?
Come on.
Mr. Frodo, sir. Something's happened, sir.
It's cold, for one thing.
Oh, and something's happened to the sun.
What is it? Quick, get the ponies. The sun's setting and there's fog coming down. In fact, there's nothing but fog to be seen all around us.
Their going was very slow. They went in file to prevent their getting separated. Frodo led with Sam behind, then came Pippin, and then Merry. The valley seemed to stretch on endlessly once they had reached it. Then Frodo thought he saw a hopeful sign. Dark shapes began to loom up on either side through the mist.
Come on, follow me. This is the gap. At least, I think it's the gap in the hills.
Instead, the dark patches grew darker, then shrank, and suddenly he saw, towering ominous before him, two huge standing stones. He passed between them, almost before he was aware, and even as he did so, darkness seemed to fall round him.
Ah! Oh, drat, I've fallen off. Sam, Pippin, Merry, why don't you keep up? Sam, Pippin, Merry, Sam, Pippin, Merry! Where are you? Where are you?
I am waiting for you.
No!
A tall, dark shadow leaned over him. He thought he saw two eyes, very cold, though lit with a pale light which seemed to come from some remote distance. Then a grip, stronger and colder than iron, seized him. The icy touch froze his bones, and he remembered no more.
Where am I? It must be inside a barrow. Oh, what's that green light round me? I can see the floor. Oh, there are Sam and Pippin and Merry laid out in white beside me. And treasures all piled round us. And they have circlets on their heads and gold chains about their waists and rings on their fingers. And there are swords by their sides. And what's that? A long, single naked sword lies across their necks. What's that?
Round a corner, stretching into the place where they all lay, a long arm was groping, walking on its fingers towards Sam, who was lying nearest, and towards the hilt of the sword that lay upon him.
I must put on the ring. Yes. No, I mustn't. Instead, I'll use this short sword.
Kneeling, he stooped low over the bodies of his companions, and with what strength he had, hewed at the crawling arm.
Take that and that. Oh, now what shall I do? Oh, I wish Tom was... Tom. Yes, Tom. Oh, Tom Bombadil. Tom Bombadillo. By water, wood, and hill, by reed and willow. Come, Tom Bombadil, for our need is near us.
He is the master. His song, the strongest song, then his feet are out, you old white, vanish in the sunlight, shrivel like the cold mist, like the winds go wailing, leave your barrow empty till the world is mended.
Oh, Tom.
Come, Frodo, let's get out to the clean grass. You must help me bear them. Come.
Together they carried out Merry, Pippin, and Sam. As Frodo left the barrow, he thought he saw a severed hand wriggling still like a wounded spider in a heap of fallen earth. Tom came out with a great load of treasure, things of gold, silver, copper, and bronze, and jeweled ornaments. Then he woke the hobbits with an incantation, and to Frodo's great joy the hobbits stirred, stretched their arms, and sprang up. They told of dreaming how they were fighting in ancient, long-forgotten battles and were killed and buried. And finally they took off their ancient clothes and circlets of gold and dressed themselves in spare clothes from their packs, and Tom called up the ponies.
Come, ponies, come, ponies.
But there are 6 ponies now.
Yes, that's old Fatty Lumpkin. He's my four-legged friend. Your ponies got to know him and ran to meet him in the night instead of getting lost like you. I'll have you safe over the borders of my land. I'll give you each a dagger from this hoard, forged many long years ago by the men of Westerness, foes of the Dark Lord. For out east my knowledge fails. Tom is no master of riders from the dark land far beyond his country. 4 miles along the road, you'll come upon a village, Bree, on the Bree Hill. There you'll find an old inn called the Prancing Pony. The worthy keeper there's Barnum and Butterbur. There you can stay the night. There now, farewell, the hobbits. Farewell,
Hey, Nob, where are you, you woolly-footed slow coach? Nob!
Coming, sir, coming.
Tell Bob there's 5 ponies that have to be stabled. He must find room somehow.
I'll find you, sir.
Now, who did you say you are?
Mr. Took.
Took?
And Mr. Brandybuck.
Brandybuck?
And this is Sam Gamgee.
Gamgee.
And my name is Underhill.
Underhill. There now. There's that party that came up from Greenway from down south last night. That was strange enough to begin with. And I thought I had something to remember. It's gone again. But it'll come back when I have time to think. This way now. I don't know whether you would care to join the company for supper. The company would be very pleased to welcome you. We don't get outsiders, travelers from the Shire begging your pardon very often.
It'll be too stuffy in there for me. You others go.
And you come in here and sit down and make yourselves comfortable. And these are our local Bree folk. Rushlight, Coatleaf, Heather Toes, Appledore Thistlewood, a Ferny too over there. And some of your own folk. The Mugwort family here, and Mr. Banks, Mr. Brockhouse, and Mr. Longholes, there's Mr. Sandheaver and young Tunnelly, and some of your own family, to be sure, the Underhills from Staddle. Here's another Mr. Underhill.
What brings this Underhill here, sir? What brings you here?
I'm interested in history and geography.
Isn't that nice?
And I'm writing a book. A book. Yes. We'd like to collect information about hobbits living outside the Shire, especially in these the eastern land. Yes.
Well, there's plenty of us there. Oh, Solomon here can tell you some folks as would know.
How about the stockhouses? They might know something.
Yeah, but what do you do yourself, Mr. Underhill?
After a time, as Frodo didn't prove very communicative, he soon found himself sitting alone in a corner, listening and looking around. The men in the room and the dwarves were mostly talking of distant events and telling news of a kind that was becoming only too familiar. There was trouble away in the south. The men from Greenway were already on the move, looking for lands where they could find some peace. The local inhabitants were sympathetic, but not very ready for large numbers of strangers arriving in their little land. Suddenly Frodo noticed a strange-looking, weather-beaten man sitting in the shadows near the wall, listening intently to the talk. Under his hood he showed a shaggy head of dark hair flecked with gray, and in a pale, stern face a pair of keen gray eyes.
Mr. Butterbur, who is that man?
Him? I don't rightly know. He's one of the wandering folk. Rangers, we call him. He seldom talks. He disappears for a month or a year, and then he pops up again. He's known around here as Strider. Goes about at a great rate. Oh, there now. He's waving you over to him.
I'm very pleased to meet you, Mr. Underhill, if old Butterbur got your name right.
He did.
Well, Master Underhill, if I were you, I should stop your young friends from talking too much. This isn't the Shire. There are strange folk about, and there have been even stranger travelers through Bree lately. Listen, there's one of you now.
Ben Bilbo gave his final birthday party. It was a great success. I leave you now, he says.
You'd better do something quick.
Oh, I have something to tell. And I have a song to sing. Why don't I put on the ring? No, I must certainly stop it from getting lost, though.
Frodo stepped nervously upon a small table near the main company of guests.
Now a song.
His hand was in his pocket, and he held the ring. Suddenly, his foot slipped. He rolled off the table with a crash, clatter, and a bump, and the ring slipped on his finger. He crawled under the tables to the dark corner by Strider and took off the ring.
Where's he got to?
He's vanished.
Did you see that? Slop through the floor without leaving a hole.
Here. I don't like this at all, I don't.
Boy, what's going on
You
here?
get away from those newcomers.
Vanished into thin air, he did.
I saw what I saw, and then I saw what I didn't.
Well, you've put your foot in it, or should I say your finger?
I don't know what you mean.
Oh, yes, you do. But we'd better wait until the uproar's died down. Then, if you please, Mr. Baggins, I should like a quiet word with you.
What about?
A matter of some importance to us both.
Frodo, Pippin, and Sam made their way back to the parlor. Merry wasn't there, and not until they'd puffed up the embers of the fire into a blaze did they discover that Strider had come with them and was calmly sitting in a chair by the door.
Hello. Who are you?
I am called Strider. Your friend promised to have a quiet talk with me, but of course I have my price.
What do you mean?
Don't be alarmed. I mean just this. I will give you some good advice, but I shall want a reward.
And what will that be, pray?
Well, no more than you can afford. Just this. You must take me along with you until I wish to leave you.
Oh, indeed. I'd need to know a good deal more about you and your business.
Excellent. You seem to be more sensible now. You've been much too careless so far. I'll tell you what I know and leave the reward to you. I'm looking for a hobbit called Frodo Baggins. I had learned that he was carrying out of the Shire, well, a secret that concerned me and my friend.
What do you say?
Oh, look out, Mr. Underhill, sir.
Now, I shall take more care of the secret than you do, and care is needed. Watch every shadow. Dark horsemen have passed through Bree. On Monday, one came down the Greenway, they say, and another appeared later, coming up the Greenway from the south.
And the landlord seems to have heard something, too. Why on earth did we behave so foolishly?
I would have stopped you going into the common room, but the innkeeper wouldn't let me in to see you.
Do you think he...
No, I don't think any harm of old Butterbur. He doesn't like my sort. After all, I do have a rascally look about me, haven't I? I hope we shall get to know one another better. When we do, I hope you will explain your little prank.
It was sheer accident.
I wonder. Accident or no, it has made your position dangerous. The horsemen will return. I know these riders. And there are some here who are not to be trusted. Fernie, for instance, inside. He'd sell anything to anybody. News of you, for instance. Your performance would be very interesting to some people. And they'll hear of it before the night is out.
What?
Is that enough? Take me as a guide or not. I'm older than I look, and I might prove useful. I know all the lands between the Shire and the Misty Mountains. A horseman will watch the open road night and day. You may escape from Bree, but you won't go far. They'll come on you in the wild, in some dark place where there is no help. Do you wish them to find you? They are terrible. Terrible.
He looks like he's in pain. Look at his hands, all clenched.
There now. You don't yet fear your pursuers enough. Tomorrow you will have to escape, if you can. And Strider can take you by paths that are seldom trodden. Will you have him?
By your leave, Mr. Frodo, I'd say no. This Strider here comes out of the wild, and that's no reason to let him lead us into some dark place, far from help, as he puts it.
Well, I need to know more of your story. And why the disguise? Who are you? Your voice has changed. And how do you know about my business?
To trust me is now your only chance to get to Rivendell. And my story...
Beg pardon, sir. I've come to bid you good night. Sir, I'm a busy man, and I was asked to look out for a hobbit, name of Baggins in particular, and going by the name of Underhill. And that seems to fit you well enough, if I may say so. He even described you, sir, did Gandalf.
Gandalf?
Yes, sir. Now, where was I? One thing and another, oh, yes. I have a letter I was to have sent, but I put it by safe. And then I couldn't find nobody willing to go to the Shire, and then there was these dark men looking for Baggins, and that Ranger Strider asking questions, too.
He came to offer me his help.
If I was in your plight, I wouldn't take up with a ranger.
Then who would you take up with, Butterbur? A fat innkeeper who only remembers his own name because people shouted at him all day.
Strider.
Will you go with him?
Me? Leafbury? I wouldn't do it for any money. Anyway, what are these horsemen after?
I'm not sure, but I fear they come from...
They come from Mordor. From Mordor, Barlaman, if that means anything to you.
Oh, save us. That's the worst news that has come to Bree in my time. I must go and bar the doors quick. You do want looking after, and no mistake. Good night. Spooks or no spooks, they won't get in the pony so easy. Don't you worry till the morning. Good night, Mr. Baggins. Mr. Underhill, I should say.
Well, are you going to open that letter?
The seal's intact, at least, and it's Gandalf's own. He wrote it here at the pony. Dear Frodo, bad news has reached me here. I must go off at once. Leave Bag End soon, before the end of July. July? You can trust the landlord and may meet a friend of mine on the road called by some Strider. Make for Rivendell, where if I do not come, Elrond will advise you. Yours in haste, Gandalf. P.S. Do not use it again, not for any reason whatever. Do not travel by night. P.P.S. Make sure it is the real Strider. There are many strange men on the roads. Then there's a verse. What is your name? Your true name, Strider?
I am Aragorn, son of Arathorn. And if by life or death I can save you, I will. My broken sword will be forged anew, as your verses say, I think. So, that is settled then. Tomorrow we shall make for Weathertop, a hill halfway from here to Rivendell. Still, only the enemy would have hindered Gandalf, and I'm troubled for the first time since I've known him. But don't give up hope. This business of ours will be his greatest task, and he is greater than you Shire folk know.
It's Mr. Merry, sir. It must be. Oh, I've seen them. Frodo, I've seen them. Black Riders.
Black Riders? Where?
Here in Bree. I sat here for a bit, then went out. I felt something near me, then it slid away, and I followed it. It seemed to draw me.
You have a stout heart, but it was foolish.
Who would...
This is a friend of Gandalf's. I'll explain later.
No, the help found me. It was as if I'd had an ugly dream. I don't know what came over me.
I do. Their breath. Now they will all know the news. You must all stay here and not go to your rooms tonight. Nob can put bolsters in your beds and mats for your hair. I'll build up the fire and blow out the candles. And you must sleep.
As they prepared for sleep in the inn at Bree, darkness lay on Buckland. A mist strayed in the dells and along the river bank. The house at Crick Hollow, which Frodo and his companions had left now so many days ago, stood silent. Fatty Bolger opened the door cautiously and peered out. As he stared out into the gloom, a black shadow moved under the trees. Terror seized him. He shrank back. Then he shut and locked the door. Fatty Bolger had not been idle. As soon as he saw the dark shapes creep from the garden, he knew that he must run for it or perish. He was found at the nearest house crying and babbling.
No, 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 not me. I haven't got it. I haven't got it.
So the brandy-bucks blew the horn call of Buckland that had not been sounded for 100 years. The dark shapes fled from the house. They rode like a gale to the north gate. Let the little people blow. Sauron would deal with them later. Meanwhile, they had another errand. They knew now for certain that the house was empty and the ring had gone. They rode down the guards at the gate and vanished from the Shire. In the early night, Frodo awoke to find Strider sitting alert in his chair, his eyes gleaming in the light of the fire. He soon went to sleep again, but his dreams were disturbed with the noise of wind and galloping hoofs. In the morning, Strider roused them all and led the way to their bedrooms. The windows had been forced open, the beds tossed about, and the bolsters slashed and flung upon the floor. The mats were torn to pieces. And every horse and beast in the stable gone. Never has such a thing happened in my time. What are we coming to?
Dark times. We will leave at once. We shall be packed in a few minutes. Ponies won't help us escape horsemen. How much are you prepared to carry on your backs?
As much as we must.
All right.
I can carry enough for two.
Oh.
Finally, they purchased a half-starved pony from Bill Fernie, loaded it up with as much of their baggage as they had a heart to give it, and at last left the village behind. The sun was shining. The woods in the valley were still leafy and full of color and seemed peaceful and wholesome. Strider guided them confidently among many crossing paths. He was taking a wandering course to put off any pursuit, so that they saw no sign and heard no sound of any other living thing all that day. On the third day, they came out of a wood and entered a wide, flat expanse of country, much more difficult to manage. The ground now became damp, and the flies began to torment them. The air was full of tiny midges that crept up their sleeves and breeches and into their hair.
I'm being eaten alive. You call this place Midgewater? There are more midges than water.
Oh, Mr. Frodo, what do they live on when they can't get hobbits? Ooh, take that. That.
The next day, the 4th, was a little better. And on the 5th, they left the last straggling pool and reed bed behind them. The land before them began steadily to rise again. The highest of the hills in the distance was a little separated from the others. It had a conical top, slightly flattened at the summit.
That's Weathertop. The old road which we have left far away passes not far from its foot. It's not certain what we shall find there. It's close to the road.
But surely you were hoping to find Gandalf there.
Yes, but the hope is faint. Unless by luck we arrive almost together. If the riders fail to find us in the wilderness, they're likely to make for Weathertop. It commands a wide view all around. Indeed, there are many birds and beasts in this country that could see us as we stand here from that hilltop. And not all birds are to be trusted.
Already the hobbits were getting used to much walking on short rations. Shorter at any rate than what in the Shire they would have thought barely enough to keep them on their legs.
You know, Frodo, you're looking twice the hobbit that you used to.
Very odd, considering there is actually a good deal less of me. I hope the thinning process won't go on indefinitely, or I shall become a wraith.
Don't speak of such things.
I wonder who made this bath and those stones. I'm not sure I like it. It has a barrow whitish look.
No, there is no barrow on Weathertop, nor on any of these hills. The men of the West did not live here. In the days of the North Kingdom, they built a great watchtower on Weathertop. Amon Sul, they called it. It was burned and broken, and nothing remains of it now but a tumbled ring, like a rough crown on the old hill's head. It is told that Elendil stood there, watching for the coming of Gil-galad out of the West in the days of the last alliance.
Gil-galad was an elven king. Of him the harpers sadly sing. the last whose realm was fair and free, between the mountains and the sea. I learned that from Mr. Bilbo when I was a lad. There's a lot more all about Mordor. I didn't learn that part. Ugh, it gave me the shivers. I never thought I should be going that way myself.
Going to Mordor? I hope it won't come to that.
Don't speak that name so loudly.
On the western flank of Weathertop, they found a sheltered hollow at the bottom of which there was a bowl-shaped dell with grassy sides. There they left Sam with the pony and their packs and luggage. On the top they found a cairn of broken stones had been piled. They were blackened as with fire. About them the turf was burned to the roots, and all within the ring the grass was scorched and shriveled as if flames had swept the hilltop. But there was no sign of any living thing.
Oh, well, here we are, and very cheerless and uninviting it looks. And no sign of Gandalf.
I wonder. Even if he was a day or two behind us, he could have arrived here first. Here, look at this stone. It's flatter than the others, and whiter, as if it escaped the fire.
Oh, there's some scratches on it. There seems to be a stroke, a dot, and 3 more strokes.
It could be a rune, a G rune. The scratches are fine and certainly fresh, but the marks might mean something. I should say they stand for G3, and were a sign that Gandalf was here on October the 3rd, 3 days ago now. It would also show that he was in a hurry, and danger was at hand, so that he had no time or did not dare to write longer. I guess that he was attacked on this hilltop, but with what result I can't tell. He's here no longer, and we must now look after ourselves and make our own way to Rivendell as best we can. It will take us a fortnight, and we won't be able to use the road.
Look down the road there. See those 2 black specks going westward? And see there are 3 others creeping eastward to meet them.
Down!
What is it?
I don't know. Let me look again. Yes, the enemy is here, assembling on the road beyond the foot of the hill.
We found some firewood. I wonder if old Gandalf put it here. But hadn't we better clear out quick, Mr. Strider? This hole makes my heart sink somehow.
The road is watched, and the land beyond the hills is bare and flat for miles. Those horses can see, and their riders use men and other creatures as spies. They smell the blood of living things, desiring it and hating it. Also, the ring draws them. Fire is our only friend in the wilderness. These riders do not love it.
Maybe. It's also as good a way of saying, here we are, as I can think of, except shouting it.
The cold increased as darkness came on. Peering out from the edge of the dell, they could see nothing but a gray land vanishing quickly into shadow. Frodo and his companions huddled round the fire, but Strider was content with a single cloak and sat a little apart, drawing thoughtfully on his pipe. He chanted a love ballad of the meeting of Tinuviel and Beren as the moon began to rise. Sam and Mary got up and walked away from the fire. All seemed quiet, except that Frodo felt a cold dread creeping over his heart.
I don't know what it is, but I suddenly felt afraid. I felt that something was creeping up the slope.
Keep close to the fire.
Hush.
What's that? What are those dark shapes? Oh!
I must put on the ring. I must put it on. I must put on the ring. I must put on the ring.
The ring slipped on Frodo's finger, and immediately the shapes became terribly clear. There were 5 tall figures. In their white faces burned keen and merciless eyes. Under the mantles were long gray robes. Upon their gray hairs were helms of silver. In their haggard hands were swords of steel. Their eyes fell upon him and pierced him as they rushed towards him. Desperate, he drew his own sword, and it flickered red as if it was a firebrand. One of the figures, taller than the others, his hair long and gleaming, and on his helm a crown. In one hand he held a long sword, and in the other a knife. Both the knife and the hand that held it glowed with a pale light. He sprang forward and bore down on Frodo.
Oh, Elbereth! Euphoniel! My shoulder!
Even as Strider leaped out of the darkness with a flaming brand in either hand, Frodo, with a last effort, dropping his sword, slipped the ring from his finger and closed his right hand tight upon it.
You've been listening to The Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien, adapted for radio by Bernard Mays, and featuring James Arrington as Frodo, Pat Franklin as Merry, Lou Bliss as Sam, Mac McAdden as Pippin, Bernard Mays as Tom Bombadil, Tom Luce as Strider, and Gail Chugg as Butterbur and the narrator.